In my previous video, I earned every single retro achievement in the original air ride mode. And if you don't know what I mean by retro achievements, I highly recommend watching that video before this one regardless. But basically, RetroAchievements is a website that provides community-curated sets of achievements for older games from the days when achievements and trophies just weren't a thing yet in gaming, especially Nintendo games. Air Ride was just 1/3 of what Kirby Air Ride as a whole has to offer. So in this video, I will be sharing with you all my experiences earning all of the retro achievements dedicated to the second mode of the game.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for!
12 seconds later.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
You get the idea.
Top Ride. Now, I know a lot of people don't really care about Top Ride, but just hear me out here. I low-key think this mode provides an objectively better casual racing experience than the original iteration of Air Ride. Most of the depth in that mode stems from learning the optimal playstyles for each machine on each track, but a majority of the time races tend to be decided purely just by who is using what machines. Swerve Star. Whereas in this mode you're getting a more traditional kart racer experience, as clever usage of your power-ups and quick spins actually matter a lot more, and all players are on an even playing field in terms of their machine's performance stats. By the end of this video, I hope everyone watching will have gained a little bit more respect for this mode, cause I know I did while playing through it. One last thing before I begin, please hit subscribe if you like games like this one. I really want to start properly growing as a channel by the time Air Riders comes out, as I've been putting way more time and effort into my recent videos lately than I have any right to be, and I would appreciate any signs of support very, very much. With no more delay, let's go! View the action from above in Top Ride. It's a mini racing game set on tiny courses. Be careful now though, there are 2 machines. With Freestar, you move in whatever direction you tilt the stick. Piloting Steerstar, tilting the stick left and right will steer you just as it would from Kirby's perspective. The rest of what you need to know is basically the same as how it plays in Air Ride mode, so without further ado, let's start working through these challenges. I started things off simple, playing out a standard race in grass. Brace your ears, by the way, completing multiple checklist blocks at the same time will happen a lot in Top Ride, so that juicy sound effect is about to get even juicier. For winning the race, I unlocked the first 2 retro achievements, one for winning on grass, and one for winning while using Steerstar. As for the check blocks I earned, I finished first with a whole lap between myself and second place, finished the 7 laps in under 43 seconds, and won by over 5 seconds. Racing in sand next, I switched to Freestar to earn its retro achievement. By now you may have noticed that the items in this mode function more like traditional kart racer power-ups, having much more of a negative impact against other players. At one point in this race, I utilized a mechanic that honestly never really came up at all in the Air Ride video, despite this mechanic not actually being exclusive to Top Ride. There was a missile coming right for me.
Spin and adapt to whatever fate has in store.
Performing a quick spin actually gives you a brief period of invulnerability, so if you time it well enough, you can deflect incoming attacks, such as these missiles. With this race concluded, I earned the achievement for winning on sand, and just 1 check block for finishing 7 laps in 52 seconds. The next track is Sky, and can I just point out that there are literally Minecraft Skyblock islands in the background here? And this game came out in 2003. Anyways, winning this race earned, you guessed it, the achievement for winning in Sky, as well as a check block for finishing while doing a quick spin. Now this track is fire, literally and figuratively. You know what isn't fire though? One of the other Kirbys said a swear. Not cool, Blueberry. Anyways, aside from the achievement for winning on fire, I checked off finishing 6 laps in under 53 seconds, and winning 5 seconds faster than second place on fire. I know now, without a doubt, the next track is Light. Yeah, I'm gonna be 100% real with you, this was always my favorite Top Right track. The music is amazing, sliding with these rails of light is really satisfying, and it all just looks way cool. With one more loop-de-loop, I swoop over the finish line and earn the achievement for winning in Light, and check blocks for finishing 6 laps in 43 seconds, and being 5 seconds faster than number 2 in Light.
Water.
I hope Porkchop isn't watching this, cause our next destination is water. At this point, I realized there was another type of challenge on each track I should have already been going for, which was to win the races without picking up any power-ups myself. With this in mind, I waded carefully through water, ensuring I crossed the finish line without touching any items. I was going for this mainly because I saw retro achievements for doing it in each course, but to my surprise, these are actually part of the checklist as well. The last track is Metal. I pulled off another crazy missile parry, but unfortunately it ended up not mattering because I accidentally bonked right into a drill item on the last lap. In attempt 2, the entire road got blocked by item spawns, and I was shoved into them. Now that one was completely unavoidable, let's be real. Third try was the charm today, as I got much luckier and no items spawned in my way. I completed the no items achievement for Metal, unlocked White Kirby for finishing 5 seconds ahead of number 2 in Metal, and broke check blocks for winning without breaking any of the gear walls. Finishing 5 laps in 58 seconds, and winning on all of the tracks gave me the angled camera option. I went for no items in Light, but ended up being shoved right into the buzzsaw item.
Ooh, thanks for the lift.
I super hate you.
I considered resetting, but played it out and earned the achievement for winning with an angled camera, and a check block for breaking 6 of the red columns that form randomly on this course. Finishing a race after riding at least 5 of the light rails gave me a purple block. In case you haven't watched the air ride video, these can normally be used to instantly clear any single checklist challenge you choose without needing to actually do it. However, the retro achievement for clearing the full checklist requires it to all be completed on your own, so I won't be using any of these purple blocks. Once again, I was close to getting a no item achievement done, but a random bomb fruit sent me flying straight into the Nitrox 2 battery. These no item achievements are proving to be the biggest challenge I've had yet in this mode, with how easy it is for everything to go wrong in a snap. Fortunately, I did at least finish the race 2 laps ahead of second place, which gave me my 20th check block milestone. I then tried to do item lists on fire, and it was a nightmare. How am I supposed to avoid all this?
God, how are we supposed to drive through this?
To make matters worse, Blue Kirby is at it again with his colorful vocabulary.
Jortnerd.
Thankfully, on the final lap, I stayed in the groove and dodged all the items, earning the no items achievement for fire. I tried it again in grass, became obese, retried it, became a Beyblade, and with one more try, I finally did it in grass. I also won after hitting 5 boost panels. I'd say Sand is one of the easiest tracks to do this on, as most of it is very open, making it quite easy to avoid the items. I'm ashamed to say it, but while attempting it in Sky, I myself shouted some of the vulgarity.
How you like this, Jortner?
On a second try, I got another epic missile parry. Someone else said Jortnerd, I parried another missile, and crossed the finish line with no items touched. going back to the light, I was able to finish the final no items run. Ironically, this rewards you with one of the 2 secret unlockable items, the lantern. There's another type of challenge to do on each course in the game, which is to win races without using the boost button. To my surprise, I was able to do this on grass first try, and the alternate music track for grass was playing at the time, earning me another retro achievement. In sand, the other Kirby wasn't far behind me, but I still won on the first go at it. In Sky, I was really close, but the spinning section at the end messed me up, and I lost by a fraction of a second. Sky is definitely one of the worst courses to not be allowed to use the boost button on, as it means I can't save any time on my laps using the jump panel to get over the wall. But I did manage to do it on the next attempt, and funnily enough, it was the first time I won in Sky by over 5 seconds, and there was actually a check block for not using the jump panels anyways. As for Fire, I won handily without much trouble, and since it was my 20th time crossing the goal, I unlocked Green Kirby. I also won in Light without much of a fight. In Water, I held on to this bomb power-up for almost the entire race until Red Kirby tried to launch a missile at me, and I parried it because of course I did. And doing a quick spin actually makes you drop the item you have, which is pretty cool. Cause if you pick up an item that you didn't want, you can actually just drop it manually by quick spinning. The items at play in Metal felt super Looney Tunes, but luckily I was the one with the plot armor and came out on top. This was my 40th check block, so the milestone earned me an extra achievement. Now that I was done with all the no items and no boosting ones, I got to work on one of the more miscellaneous types of check blocks. Like quick spinning 20 times in a single lap and still winning, and riding into the waterfalls 5 times and winning. Next, I went after all the free run lap times, starting with grass. Then sand. Then sky.
Stop! Let's go! Fight! Yeah!
Then fire! Fire is tricky because the only way to get a fast time on this track is to keep doing laps until this steam geyser over here erupts on the last turn. Light was only a matter of hitting 2 perfect apexes and riding straight to the end from the yellow rail. Unfortunately, the first run on Water, I flew into the rocks like Vert Wheeler. Also like Vert, the second time around, I maintained control when I hydroplaned.
Watch the oversteer.
And the gears turned with me in Metal to finish the free run lap times. Going back to the more miscellaneous tasks, I collected the same item 3 times in a single race. I won after hitting the island knob 5 times in Sky. I won a race without touching any walls. I did a time trial for sand and began working through a series of retro achievements for finishing free run laps on every track without touching walls. Starting with one swift and merciless lap of sand.
You have driven in a sandstorm in the Sahara, Bungie. This is nothing.
You have hit a wall. You have hit a wall. You have hit a wall.
Just like before, light was easy to do. It just depended on the randomness of where the light rails would bring me. I spent the next hour or so grinding through each and every challenge I could. I deflected another missile because I'm awesome, giving me my 10th victory on fire. After a dozen races of trying it, I finally managed to cross the finish line on fire with fire.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Eventually, I managed to burn all 3 CPUs with a single fire.
Let there be fire!
Then I completed the time trials for grass, sky, fire, water, and metal. Next, I needed to fall into Ant Doom 20 times in a single race, so I repeatedly invited myself into its home like SpongeBob does to Squidward. Except I don't think it really minded my company. We ate lots of yummy sand together.
This is better than steak. I love it! I love it!
Look at the cute Ant Doom, even celebrating my achievements. What a nice lad. I completed 6 laps of Sky in about a minute. Won a race while holding the hammer, and unlocked a retro achievement because I did it with items set to attack. Finishing the time trial for light brought me past the 80th check block milestone. Then I crossed my 300th lap, also earning the alternate music achievement for metal. I won a race after breaking 5 of the gear walls, and proceeded to win races on each of the tracks against max difficulty CPUs. The race on Sky giving me access to Brown Kirby, as well as its alternate music achievement. Next, I finally managed to hit all 3 CPUs with a single buzzsaw item. Shortly after that, I crossed my 100th lap on grass, managed to hit the 3 CPUs with bomb items, and dropped a total of 30 bombs from the trees on the course, all in the same race. I completed the check block for pressing down on the floor panel switches in metal 10 times. And now that I was at a grand total of 95 blocks down, we are really narrowing it down to just the really grindy stuff. In the air ride video, I ended up saving all of the Retro Achievement exclusive challenges for after the checklist was complete, but I'm not gonna lie, Top Ride doesn't actually have nearly as many specialized retro achievements disconnected from the checklist content as Air Ride did, so I decided to go after them all basically right now, while I was still working on the remaining Grindfest check blocks already. Starting with a series of retro achievements for winning races against level 4 CPUs while I have a handicap of 3. I'll admit I was a little ambitious at first and tried doing a 60-lap race with these restrictions. There's absolutely no way I'm winning a race like that. The longer it goes on, the more likely it becomes that the CPUs will snowball past me to the point I'm never able to catch back up. So I set it back down to a modest 7 laps and worked my way through each race. Here's a little montage of the action. Now, I'm really sorry to say this, but unfortunately after finishing those retro achievements, I'm not 100% sure what the next 2 check blocks I completed were, as I had a bit of an Elgato moment and my recording was frozen. But I'm going to take a guess and say it was the blocks for saying, "Hi, how are ya?" to Aunt Doom for the 50th time, and finishing my 100th lap of sand. From this point forward, literally everything left on the checklist is just grinding. So, long story short, I pulled out the Sakurai strats and played a bajillion laps on all the tracks using 2 controllers.
Hold it, pal!
This is not the end of the race.
Cleaning up all the challenges for grabbing a bunch of items like Mike and the invincibility candies, and all the other alternate music achievements. Despite how much of this boils down to just grinding a bunch, I would be lying if I said I wasn't enjoying myself the whole time. In the grand scheme of things, it only really took like 4 hours to do everything I've done so far, and that's without resorting to any external speed up like I had to for Air Ride. Once I finally finished the 50th multiplayer race, I unlocked the final Kirby color, purple. It's actually crazy to me that this mode locked a Kirby color behind finishing a whole 50 multiplayer races. If my favorite color was purple, I'd be livid. Anyways, all I needed to do now was one final race in light. So I made it a good one. 70 laps, 1v1, no items, max level CPU. Boogity boogity boogity, let's go racing! Now, while this plays out, I'd like to take a minute to talk about Kirby Air Riders. We don't know yet if Top Ride will return for Kirby Air Riders, but I'm going to make a prediction. If you look at the profile picture for the game's official social media account, it appears to feature a Kirby riding a Warp Star with a very toy-like appearance. And I'm not talking about the amiibo. And in the first Kirby Air Riders Direct, we see multiple instances of currency being earned after playing the various modes, meaning there has to be a shop of some kind. It's very likely that things like extra music tracks and fashion items, as seen on the amiibo screen, will be unlocked through the shop. And while this toy figure could just be a background decoration they decided to use as the promotional profile picture for the account just cause it's cute, I'm personally going to theorize that you will also be able to buy figurines of the various riders and characters in the game, and play as them in a recontextualized Top Ride mode, where now it's quite literally a tabletop racing game, and you control toy figures like this one. This would honestly remind me a lot of how table turf battles are implemented as somewhat of a collectible minigame within a game within Splatoon 3. And aesthetically might bring to mind that one gyro minigame from Forgotten Land. I'm going to predict that this reworked version of Top Ride will be revealed in the upcoming second Kirby Air Riders Direct, alongside a potential campaign mode where you need to deal with that mysterious new dark force they teased at the end of the first Direct. This would also parallel the first Direct where they also showed off 2 modes, Air Ride and City Trial. I don't know, I think these 4 core game modes aren't too big of a stretch to expect from the full game. Anyways, with that race finally coming to its end, Top Ride's checklist was all checked. This leaves me with only 2 retro achievements to clean up, both of which I can earn with just one more lap of light, with its alternate music, and with the interactive course features turned off. And there it is, my final achievement for Top Ride. The destination better not be final. Sorry Retro Achievements, but that's a wrap. For now. Please like the video if you liked the video, of course, and boost charge on that subscribe button for part 3, where I will attain Kirby Air Ride's complete Retro Achievements mastery by earning every last retro achievement in City Trial. Adventure on!